Welcome to another OPSCOM presentation. This presentation offers an example of setting up a company which will receive invoices for parking. The client company, Acme, is supplying parking to their employees and will be paying for the parking through the system via credit card or invoicing. Admins can create companies and designate company managers, who can access not only their own account in OPSCOM, but also access their subordinate employees' accounts in order to manage permits. Admins can configure a member of the company to be a billing manager who will receive invoices for permit payment. In this example, we will create a company entry for Acme Meters in OPSCOM. We will add employees and designate roles such as company manager and billing manager to some of these employees. If the plan is to invoice the company, it is imperative to designate a billing manager. There can only be one billing manager, but you can have multiple company managers. To begin, click on User Management and select Companies from the drop-down menu. Once on the page, click on Create New Company to access the tool. In the Company Edit screen, you can configure the account number and account name. Should this company request to be invoiced for payment, select Receives Invoices. You can also enter the company's physical address here. At this point, we can start to identify members of the company and configure the company in each of their profiles. If you have selected Receives Invoice, you must scroll down the page and enter the email address the invoices are to be mailed to, as well as the company contact name and address. Click on Add New Company to continue. You will receive confirmation that the company has been added. Since Mr. Rockwood has been designated the company contact and invoice receiver, let's go to the quick search bar and enter his username. Click on his name in the list to access the account. Once on Mr. Rockwood's account, we would need to add him to the company members. Click on Edit to access the full user profile form. Scroll about halfway down the page where you see company information. Enter the company name and toggle on Company Member, as well as Receives Invoice to make Mr. Rockwood the billing manager. For the remaining company members who are not managers, toggle on Company Member and select Acme Meters as the company they belong to. Let's have a look at Mr. Rockwood's user profile to see what additional functionality he now has. The company manager logs into the OPSCOM user portal. As you can see, we are logged in as James Rockwood, and we now have a new company manager menu item. By clicking on the company manager menu item, a company manager can manage any employee's account and pretty much do anything a regular user can do. Update user information, add and activate vehicles, reserve and purchase permits, etc. Note that James has 5 employees and himself to manage permits for, so a total of 6 permits to be invoiced. In this example, we're going to select a standard parking permit in Green Lot East. Let's click on Log In As for the user Paula Feder. As you can see, James is now logged into the system on behalf of Paula. We begin by starting a typical permit purchase. Click on Permits. In the following screen, locate the Green Lot East and click on Standard Permit. You will see the user's information as well as the permit costing information. At this point, you will click on Reserve Permit to load it into the payment card. The permit is reserved and set to be paid. Theoretically, the manager could complete the purchase process here if they were paying in some other form other than invoice. But in our case, we have now officially set the permit purchase to be picked up on a company invoice. James would now repeat the same process for the remaining employees as well as himself. Let's look at how the invoice would now be issued. Back in the admin portal, in the Permits menu, let's click on Prepare Invoices. In the resulting screen, we see one listing that has invoices to prepare. Note that in this case, it's our 6 permits we expected. Click on Prepare Invoice to continue. Here we see our invoices ready to be sent to James Rockwood. Again, we see that we are paying for 6 permits. If I click on the 6 button, I can preview the invoice that will be sent, and again I see the same 6 employee permits. To finalize the process, click on Send Invoices. A confirmation message will appear, and the Send Invoice script will run. Once this process is run, we can take a look back at James Rockwood's profile. On the payment screen, we can see where the invoice is awaiting payment.